Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Kennedy half-dollar and this one Susan B. Anthony coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, have you ever come across a coin that looks ordinary but could actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars and could be worth millions? We're diving deep into one of America's most fascinating and collectible coins, the United States Kennedy half-dollar 1776 to 1976. This isn't just any coin, it's a treasure hiding in plain sight. If you're a collector or someone who just stumbled upon this coin in your change, don't skip a second of this video because you could be holding a valuable piece of American history. Now here's what makes this coin stand out instantly: the dual date of 1776 to 1976. It was specially minted to celebrate America's bicentennial, that's 200 years of independence. It features a bold and beautiful reverse design of Independence Hall and the classic profile of President John F. Kennedy on the front. This isn't your typical half-dollar, it's a patriotic symbol, a piece of art, and for some lucky people, it's a jackpot waiting to be discovered. One of the reasons this coin is turning heads in the collector world is because of its variations and errors. Yes, not all Kennedy bicentennial half-dollars are created equal. Some were minted in 40% silver, especially those that came out of San Francisco. These silver versions are not only more valuable due to their metal content but are often more sought after by serious collectors. Then there are the rare error coins, double die strikes, off-center errors, and even no-mint mark issues. Imagine a simple minting mistake turning a 50-cent coin into one worth hundreds or more. Some of these rare varieties have sold at auctions in states like Texas and Florida for amounts reaching well into the hundreds and even thousands of dollars depending on the condition and rarity. Let's not forget, condition is everything. A Kennedy half-dollar from 1776 to 1976 in uncirculated or proof condition can fetch much higher prices than one that's been passed around in pocket change. Coins that are still shining with their original mint luster, with no scratches or wear, are the true stars of the show. Collectors are always on the hunt for those MS 65 or higher graded examples. That's why if you've got one of these coins lying around, it's worth getting it evaluated by a professional grading service. For those passionate about collecting or just starting their journey, here's a golden tip: always look closely at the mint mark. Coins from San Francisco with the S mint mark are usually proof or silver-clad versions and are considered more premium. Also, study your coins under good lighting or even use a magnifying glass to spot doubling in the letters or numbers. This could mean you found a valuable error coin. In many coin shows and online auctions recently, Kennedy half-dollars from 1976 with specific errors or pristine conditions have been sold for impressive amounts. A double die example in excellent shape was snapped up in California for over $700. Another near-perfect proof silver coin was auctioned for over $1,200 in New York. These aren't rare flukes, they're proof of just how high the demand is for these unique coins among passionate collectors and investors. So if you've got this coin or ever come across one, don't just toss it aside thinking it's worth just 50 cents. You could be sitting on a piece of collectible history that serious collectors are hunting for right now. The 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar isn't just a coin, it's a conversation starter, a slice of American pride, and potentially a very valuable asset, whether you're a longtime coin enthusiast or a newcomer just discovering the thrill of numismatics. The Kennedy half-dollar is a must-have. It's iconic, it's historic, and when found with the right features, it's absolutely worth money. From Philadelphia to Denver and especially San Francisco, these coins have been surprising people across the country with their true value, so keep your eyes open, check your change, and don't forget to look closely. You never know when a 50-cent piece might just be your next big discovery. Coins like this don't just belong in a drawer, they deserve to be celebrated and cherished. Now the big question: how much is it worth? While common circulated versions are worth their face value, certain versions, especially the silver-clad ones, proof strikes, and rare error types, have been sold for amounts like $150 in Miami, $300 in Las Vegas, and even over $1,000 in private auctions. Top 2. we are diving deep into one of the most underrated yet fascinating coins in American coinage history, the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar. Yes, that very coin you might have in your pocket or an old jar at home could be something collectors across the country are actively searching for right now. Now here's where things get exciting. The 1992 Kennedy half-dollar may seem common at first glance, but the moment you understand the versions, the mint marks, and the rare errors tied to this coin, you'll see why collectors go crazy for it. Most people don't realize that in 1992, the United States Mint began striking special silver-proof Kennedy half-dollars once again, after nearly 2 decades of regular copper-nickel-clad issues. This shift wasn't just a change in material, it was a turning point that reignited collector interest in the Kennedy series like never before. If your coin has an S mint mark and shines with that deep mirror-like finish, you may be holding a 90% silver-proof coin minted in San Francisco. These coins were never intended for circulation. They were specially made for collectors and came in limited edition proof sets. And here's where it gets even better. Certain 1992 silver-proof coins have been found with striking errors such as cameo frost missing on either side, doubled lettering, or even slight off-center strikes which instantly raise their value in the collector's market. Collectors always look out for high-grade coins, especially those that have been professionally graded MS 67 or higher or PR 69 deep cameo. These are absolute gold for investors and coin hunters. One reason the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar is so desirable is that silver-proof versions were produced in much lower quantities compared to regular circulation coins, which gives them scarcity and exclusivity that drives up their value every single year. If you want to find out whether your 1992 Kennedy half-dollar is the valuable type, check for the S mint mark and whether it feels heavier than usual. Silver coins weigh slightly more and have a distinctive, sharper ring when tapped gently on a hard surface. And if you see signs of doubling on the date or lettering, don't take it lightly. These are the small details that can multiply a coin's worth dramatically in today's market. For collectors who want to build a strong, high-value collection, here's a key tip: always store your silver-proof coins in protective holders to avoid any scratches or tarnishing over time. Fingerprints, moisture, or even dust can lower a coin's grade and its value, so treat each piece like a gem because that's what it truly is for a passionate collector. At major auctions and online collector platforms, rare 1992 Kennedy half-dollars have made impressive appearances. In cities like Chicago and Dallas, silver proofs with deep cameo contrast and no visible flaws have been sold for prices as high as $200 and even more depending on the rarity of the error and the certification grade. A particularly clean example with a rare frost-free error sold at a private collection show in Los Angeles for nearly $350, so next time you're looking through your coin collection or find an old set of coins at a family member's house, take a close look at that 1992 Kennedy half-dollar. It might just be the coin that surprises you with its history, design, and real-world value. And for anyone getting started with coin collecting, this is one coin that definitely deserves a spot in your treasure chest. The original market value of the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar, if it's the standard copper-nickel version, is just 50 cents, but the silver-proof version from San Francisco has sold for as much as $350 in auctions in Los Angeles and over $200 in coin expos in Dallas depending on the condition and rarity. Top 3. Imagine you're going through an old coin jar or flipping through a collection you've nearly forgotten about and suddenly you see it, the bold face of President John F. Kennedy gleaming back at you from a 1998 half-dollar. What if I told you that this coin, which many people ignore or spend without thinking, could actually be hiding more value than you ever imagined? We're talking about the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that might just surprise even seasoned collectors with its hidden potential and rare variations. This isn't just any 50-cent piece, this is a coin with stories, surprises, and yes, even some serious cash value attached to it in the right condition and mint mark. The year 1998 was a turning point for Kennedy half-dollars because this year featured multiple versions, including a very special silver matte finish proof that was only released as part of a limited edition set and not available in circulation at all. That rare version alone is enough to make any collector's heart race because only a small number of these coins were made and they've become one of the most desirable modern coins in the Kennedy series. one of the biggest things to watch for in the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar is the special matte finish silver coin that came from the San Francisco Mint and was only included in the two-coin set honoring Robert F. Kennedy that year. This coin has a satin-like texture that looks totally different from the shiny proof or regular circulation coins, and because of its limited release and low mintage numbers it has become a hot target in auctions and private coin sales across the country. Even beyond the matte finish version, there are other valuable surprises tucked inside the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar series. Coins struck with errors such as off-center strikes, doubling on the date or lettering, or even those that have full step details with no wear are all selling higher than expected, especially when certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Serious collectors are always chasing those high MS and SP grades that push a coin's value to the next level, and 1998 gives them plenty to chase. For collectors who are just starting out or even for seasoned hunters, here's a tip: always check the weight and surface of your coin carefully. A silver version will be slightly heavier than a regular clad coin, and the difference in finish between a proof and matte coin is easy to miss unless you really study it under good lighting or magnification. And make sure to keep your coins protected in airtight holders to prevent tarnishing, because condition plays a huge role in final value, especially for a coin like this that's already in demand. There have been recent examples of the 1998 matte silver Kennedy half-dollar selling for impressive prices at coin shows and auctions. In cities like Atlanta and Phoenix, these coins have sold between $250 and $400 depending on grade and presentation, while one perfectly preserved specimen graded SP70 sold for over $1,000 at a collector event in New York. That's the kind of surprise value that makes coin collecting such a thrilling hobby, and why the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar has become a must-watch coin for enthusiasts around the country. So if you're sorting through coins or checking out a dealer's inventory and you come across a 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, don't pass it up without a closer look. Whether it's the rare matte silver version or an error coin with crisp details and clean surfaces, this coin has proven time and time again that it deserves the attention of every serious collector, and it could be one of the most exciting finds in your collection. The original market value of the regular 1998 Kennedy half-dollar is just 50 cents, but the rare matte silver version from the San Francisco Mint has sold for over $1,000 in auctions held in New York and between $250 to $400 in cities like Atlanta and Phoenix depending on grade and presentation. Top 4. If you've ever gone through a stack of old coins or received change that just looked a little different from the rest, there's one coin that might have caught your eye: the 1979 Susan B. Anthony $1 coin. At first glance, it might look like a regular piece of pocket change, but hold up, because this coin carries a unique story, hidden rarities, and in some cases, a collector's dream value. In this video, I'm about to tell you everything you need to know about why the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is one of the most misunderstood yet exciting coins in American currency history. Now get this: when the United States Mint released the Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979, it was the first time in history that a real woman, not symbolic like Lady Liberty, appeared on a circulating U.S. coin. That alone makes it historically significant. But there's more to it than that, because this coin was produced with different varieties, rare errors, and certain mint marks that make specific versions of the $1,979 incredibly valuable today. You'll want to listen carefully, because the difference between a common coin and one worth hundreds comes down to just a few small but powerful details. One of the most exciting features about the $1,979 coin is the rare, wide rim, or near date variety. This small detail where the numbers and the date appear closer to the edge of the coin can turn an ordinary dollar into a very collectible item. This wide rim version is especially valuable when it comes from the Philadelphia Mint, and collectors have been known to pay serious money for clean examples with strong details and no damage. And don't overlook the mint marks. Coins struck in San Francisco will have an S mint mark, and some of those proof coins can be incredibly valuable, especially if they come with the Type 2 clear S variety. Unlike the more common Type 1 with a blob-like mint mark, the Type 2 has a sharp clear S that only the trained eye might catch, and it's that sharp detail that makes collectors chase it across auction floors and online marketplaces every year. Collectors love this coin not just because of the history and the rare minting variations but also because of the high-grade pieces that exist out there still untouched by circulation. If you can find a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar in pristine condition, graded MS67 or higher, or a proof in PR69 deep cameo, it can bring impressive prices in the right market. These are the kind of coins that serious collectors dream about adding to their cabinets, and investors are always watching for them to come up for sale. Now here's a solid tip if you're getting into coin collecting or want to search your stash like a pro. Always check your 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar under a magnifier. Look at the spacing around the date, check the mint mark, and study the edges closely. Inspecting those little things could be the key to unlocking a treasure hiding right in your home, and keep it protected. Store it safely in a coin flip or capsule to make sure it doesn't lose its shine or value over time, because condition is everything when it comes to pricing. Across coin shows in cities like Chicago, Orlando, and Phoenix, collectors have paid top dollar for the rare variations of this coin. A wide rim 1979 P in mint state has sold for over $150, while a 1979 S Type 2 proof dollar in flawless condition has fetched well over $400 at auction. These are real numbers from real buyers, and they prove just how valuable this coin can be in the right condition and with the right traits. So if you've got a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar sitting in a jar or tucked in a drawer somewhere, now is the time to take a second look. You could be holding one of the most overlooked collectible coins in modern American coinage, and with the right mint mark and a little bit of luck, you might just discover that your dollar is worth a whole lot more than you thought. The original market value of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is $1, but rare versions like the 1979 S Type 2 proof have sold for over $400 in auctions in Phoenix and wide rim Philadelphia. Mint examples have gone for $150 in Chicago coin shows, depending on the condition and grade. Top 5 and last rare coins. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it's more than just change? What if I told you that a simple 2000 Kennedy half dollar could be worth far more than 50 cents, and that you might be walking past hidden treasure every single day without even realizing it? We're going deep into the secrets behind the year 2000 Kennedy half dollar, its rare features, valuable errors, and the collectible magic that makes this coin a hot target for collectors across the country. The Kennedy half dollar has always held a special place in the heart of American coin collectors, but the 2000 version stands out for a few surprising reasons. This was a year where the coin wasn't widely circulated. It was mainly struck for collectors through special sets, which means the coins you find from this year often come in far better condition than average pocket change. This alone gives them a strong edge in the numismatic market. But there's even more to this story. The year 2000 saw Kennedy half dollars minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and also a limited number of beautiful proof coins from San Francisco. If you have one with an S mint mark and it looks unusually shiny with a mirror-like finish, then you could be holding a proof coin, and that already puts it in a different class of value, especially if it's in perfect condition with no scratches or wear. Now let's talk about the rare errors and why collectors go crazy over them. Some 2000 Kennedy half dollars were struck slightly off-center or with doubling in the lettering and date. A few even show a missing clad layer, which gives the coin a coppery tone on one side. These kinds of mint errors are incredibly popular among collectors, and they always command higher prices at shows and auctions. A clean example with a striking visual error recently sold at a coin expo in Denver, and collectors were lining up just to get a look at it. One important tip for collectors is to always handle coins like these with care, especially from years like 2000 where the minting numbers were low and most pieces were intended for collectors only. If you find one in your collection or receive one in a roll, check the mint mark first, then check for any visual oddities like off-center strikes or doubling, and if it looks like it's in great shape, consider getting it graded by a professional service, because condition can turn a regular coin into a high-value item. Also be sure to store your Kennedy half dollars in airtight capsules or coin flips to protect their surface from scratches and fingerprints. Even the smallest blemish can reduce the value, especially if you're dealing with proof coins or mint errors. Always remember that the cleanest, most perfect examples get the highest grades and the highest prices. Across the country, in places like Las Vegas, Orlando, and Chicago, we've seen 2000 Kennedy half dollars in mint state or proof condition with rare errors sell for hundreds of dollars. A missing clad layer example was auctioned in Chicago for over $275, while a flawless S mint proof coin graded PR70 deep cameo went for more than $300 in Las Vegas. These aren't exaggerated prices. They're real examples of how collectors value this specific coin when it's rare and in top condition. So don't overlook that 2000 Kennedy half-dollar. If you find one, it might be more than just a coin. It could be a piece of history, a rare collectible, or even a valuable treasure hiding in your pocket or collection. And for those who love coin hunting, this is definitely one year that needs to be on your radar. The original market value of the 2000 Kennedy half-dollar is 50 cents, but rare versions with mint errors and high grades have sold for more than $300 in Las Vegas and over $275 in Chicago based on recent auction results and collector sales. If you enjoyed this video and want more real coin stories like this one, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and tap the bell icon so you never miss another hidden treasure in your pocket change. We've got so much more coming that you won't want to miss. Thanks for watching and happy coin hunting.